So were there certain things that you heard that kind of like challenged you, like with your
Mm.
confidence?
Oh yeah, for sure. The first pageant that I joined, merong organizer who said like, maybe you should just try now and then join na lang again in future years. Kasi kung ilagay ka namin sa stage, magmumukha kang balyena. And I'm like,
Ano?
I cried. As in, I left the
Hi, Bea. We're back for another 30 questions. And today we have a old friend of ours. Not an old friend, but an old friend from our past, from our high school.
Yeah, and from high school, and we've had so many, I don't know, silly memories. I'm excited to catch up with her again.
Yeah, I think she doesn't need much introduction because we are going to interrogate her today. So, everybody, welcome Carla Lizardo.
Hi guys! Hi
Hi,
Sherry! Hi
Carla.
Bea!
Hey,
I
Carla,
haven't seen you
kamusta?
in forever.
And something that Carla and I have in common, we're both athletes. Joke lang.
Okay.
Okay.
Gusto ko
Okay.
yung
So,
okay.
so guys, Carla is our high school friend. So we know her as Carla, our classmate. Most people probably, you guys know her from pageants or as a sportscaster. So let's dive in our first question, Carla. What surprised you the most when you joined beauty pageants?
What surprised me was, I guess in movies kasi parang sobrang catty ng dating ng pageants and like girls are fighting backstage. But it wasn't like that at all. I don't know if it depends on the batch of girls that you're competing with. Pero Binibining Pilipinas is one of the biggest pageants in the Philippines. So it should be the most competitive, diba? But my batch was really, really chill. That was quite surprising for me. As in, parang everyone would just go in, tapos naka-chinelas lang, naka-rollers pa. And then
Yeah.
everyone was just really nice. It wasn't catty at all. It's not what we usually see in media, diba, yung portrayal nga is very, very different from
Mm-mm.
reality. The girls are actually very much in peace with each other. So it was
Wait,
just a really fun experience overall.
in your other ones though, did you experience cattiness?
Hindi rin, pero
Huh?
merong mga moments, pero not directed at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I did Miss World Philippines, ng coronation night, someone snuck in. I don't know if it was another girl or one of the teams of the other girls, pero like they cut the bottom of yung tanning lotion. Eh, di ba brown yun, na
Wow.
makinang. And then
Wow.
like just
Okay.
threw it in her bag. That's the moment that really stood out to me. So parang syempre like all of her things for the pageant night na stain because of that. So there are also moments like that. Pero parang not to me at
Not
least. So buti na lang.
okay.
Buti na lang. And I feel like it's not the girls then. I feel like it could be someone nga na
Yung mga
maybe
handlers
someone
nila.
helping. Yeah, yung mga handler or team. I don't know.
You probably surrounded yourself with good people. I think that's the key, right? Because I'm sure there's always cattiness in every like workplace or environment.
Yeah.
Or it was your aura also. Some people kasi masarap pag-initan. And then others are like, no, you're more chill. Why would people mess with you, diba? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, parang
Sherry, sino sinasabi mo pinag-iinitan mo?
ikaw, I'm gonna pour tanning lotion all over your clothes.
I get it. Kasi syempre may mga
Yeah.
sasali rin na sobrang competitive.
Yeah.
Na like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm gonna win. Pero hindi rin siya
Wow.
helpful eh. Kasi like, you wouldn't wanna win the crown tapos galit lahat ng tao sa'yo.
Yeah.
Puro hate
No
mail.
one's cheering for you.
Yeah, that's
basically.
the worst. Yung walang maghahug sa'yo when you're crowned na.
Or kapag yung pat-pat, okay na yun. Good job.
Pwede na.
Okay. It's a lot of mental preparation to join a
Yeah.
pageant. But obviously, it's also a physical preparation. I saw your photos then, and like, I mean, you're a tall girl, and I saw like there was an
Yeah.
article that you did diets, and syempre it's grueling. So, how did you prepare yourself physically and mentally I guess, for the pageant?
Medyo frustrating siya for me kasi I know that I'm fit. Pero since athletic nga yung build ko, iba yung build ko from the other girls. And during the time, yung hinahanap talaga nila yung super like skinny, like the traditional pageant girl. Ngayon kasi sobrang iba na eh. Like it's super, it's a lot more inclusive to all body types, which it should be naman talaga. Pero during my time, unfortunately, like yung tingin nila sa akin, parang did you gain weight? Parang laging gano'n. Like even if I was super fit na, na
Mm-mm.
feeling ko, ito na yun eh. I wanted to do it the healthy way. I would always go to the gym. Parang doon ako nakatira. From Ateneo,
Yeah.
tatawid ako to Katipunan to get workouts in between classes. And then I would
Yeah.
really watch what I ate. Grabe naman yung guidance rin namin sa food. They would say you should have at least 2,000 calories or more kasi you're working out so much nga. Pero dapat healthy calories. So kinakain namin puro fruits, steamed veggies, hard-boiled eggs. So hanggang ngayon, I can't. I
Pero
can't
hard
eat
work, wala na.
hard-boiled eggs. It makes me... Parang just looking at it, nasa-stress ako.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure to be physically fit. So how did you handle the pressure?
I surrounded myself with good people, like what Bea said kanina. It helped that I had friends who were going through it with me. So at least parang people understood what I was going through. And so one thing that I would really want to share with girls who are joining pa lang now, don't join when you're kind of like lost about yourself or you're not like fully in love with yourself, who you are, how you look. Kasi mawawala ka eh. It's grabe yung pressure, especially since every day you're comparing yourself to 39 other girls. Because at the end of the day, it's a pageant. So yeah, I think you really have to be strong when it comes to that self-love for you to get through that and for you to be able to handle the pressure.
So were there certain things that you heard that kind of like challenged you, like with your confidence?
Oh yeah, for sure. The first pageant that I joined, merong organizer who said like, maybe you should just try now and then join na lang again in future years. Kasi kung ilagay ka namin sa stage, magmumukha kang balyena. And I'm like,
Ano?
I cried. As in, I left the room and then I cried dun sa banyo. Kasi, like, who are you to say that to me? But also, I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
So, yun nga, parang I didn't know how to deal with it. Swerte ako, my mom is super hands-on. She would go to me she would go with me every screening. So, buti na lang nandun siya to kind of like say, wag mo pansinin yan, whatever. And I won that pageant. So, sorry siya.
Wow, who uses the word balyena though? Which is, what is that in English, by the way?
Whale.
Balyena, whale. But like, why would you use that? I don't know.
Grabe talaga.
Rude.
I mean, I'm happy na nag-evolve na siya because it used to be brutal. And the fans are also really harsh. Like, they would say, mukha akong monay. Kasi like, ano daw, like bilog na bilog daw yung mukha ko. And then pag tumalon daw ako, aalog yung stage.
Oh
Ako
my God.
naman, like, you know how they say, like, don't read the comments na lang, but I like torturing myself.
Oh yeah.
I used to have like I used to have fake accounts so that I could see the forums. So
Question though, this person who said balyena,
yeah.
did you ever see him after? Especially after you won?
No, nandun siya for sure kasi part siya ng org. So yeah, it was a good moment for me to be crowned.
Oo nga. Sabi mo, huh?
This balyena one.
So,
Balyena power.
I know you have a podcast with your fellow beauty queens, Bianca and Pia Wurtzbach, called
Yeah.
Kwentuhan. What is the best lesson you've learned from each other or from a guest on the podcast?
I think the best lesson that I've learned, especially given the situation now, is to really, parang dapat we shouldn't be comparing ourselves and to each other and dragging each other down. We should be happy for the success of our fellow women. And most of all, like, we should be pushing each other now to succeed. Kasi yun nga, parang medyo may tendency ngayon, especially with social media, na parang we tend to get insecure about what someone else is accomplishing in their lives. And then it puts unnecessary pressure on ourselves. When the reality is, social media projects something that is super ideal. Yun na yung super filtered version of our lives. So parang just being honest, being authentic, and opening up to each other, which is something we got to do in the podcast. Yun yung na-realize namin na, we're all going through the same thing. So why don't we all just like help each other?
I want to know, what is the juiciest story that you've shared, or maybe that one of you have shared that you didn't know, like you couldn't expect that would come from the three of you guys?
From the three of us. I guess the juiciest stories came from our latest episode. Actually, Kwentuhan is different Kwentuhan is an online pageant show which we do on Facebook, but we have a Spotify original called Between Us Queens. So yun
Yeah.
yung parang the everyday life stories.
Yeah.
So in Between Us Queens, our latest episode was what are your go-to landi moves?
Oh.
Yeah. So
Of
parang
course.
just like things that work for us and things that didn't work for us. Para sa akin, I shared this story where I was asking my a good friend of mine for advice. Nang high school pa to. And then sabi ko, I like this guy friend of mine. Like, what, parang how do I tell him? So he was like, why don't you text him? Kasi hindi naman, like, di ba uso MU na text lang naman, pero MU kayo.
Yeah.
You never see each other. So he was like, text mo na lang siya, like, umamin ka. So I was like, sige, here's the message that I am planning to send to him. Sabi niya, okay yan, send mo na. Then I sent it to him again. Tapos
What a
siya,
move.
oh, diba? Oh, daring. 15-year-old
So, yun.
Carla making moves. Tapos, yun, busted ako because he was shocked.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I shared recently. Tapos sobrang cringe, di ba, to look back. Nakakatawa, pero cringe pa rin.
I love the term
16
busted.
years.
I have not heard the word busted in so
I
long.
know.
Yeah. And I guess juicy rin to hear kasi parang you wouldn't expect like si Pia, Miss Universe, like na-busted rin pala siya. So
Yeah.
that's just really what we wanted to, to achieve with the podcast na you might think that we've got our shit together, but we don't.
Yeah. Kababea.
Ako rin palaging, you know what, palagi ako nag-ghosted. That's my,
Your
instead
sakit.
of being busted, ghosted.
Yeah.
Because they can't handle it. Baka I'm too conservative. Joke. Anyway. So Carla, let's change the topic. You're an avid gamer. How did you get into it? I'm curious because a lot of girls are very vocal about gaming now, and I do hear guys they love girls that game. So tell me, how did you get into it?
Actually, mahilig na talaga ako mag PS1 and Sega when I was a kid because I would borrow my kuya's console. So lagi na ako naglalaro. And then I was always kind of like obsessive about it. Like alala ko dati Sims 1, si Mariana Bundog, she had it in her computer. I didn't have it in my computer. So sobrang excited ko pumunta sa bahay niya lagi to play The Sims. And then I just never got into it kasi diba ever since I was a student athlete, so parang hindi ko siya magawa a lot. So medyo nagkaroon ako ng break. And then 3 years ago, I started playing Fortnite. I bought a PS4 and I started playing Fortnite. Tapos na-addict ako. I started playing a lot. And then I had friends saying, why don't you try streaming? So I would, parang sumusundot-sundot lang ako since I was busy with work pa rin. Pero nang nag-lockdown, I had so much time. So I was like, might as well really do this. And I've met more people in 2020, ironically, online because of gaming.
It's true. Streaming or anything, diba? Parang, although we can't see each other physically, you can meet people online, right?
Yeah.
That's good, that advice. Because like a lot of people are worrying, like, how am I going to meet someone, whether it's family, friends, or like strangers or boyfriend, potential partner. I was like, you can, mag-gaming ka or whatever you want to do.
Into gaming? Pwede. Maraming naghahanap ng love doon.
My
gaming
go-to landi move was to organize a Zoom interview with someone.
Oh yeah.
You did?
I haven't done that.
Oh my gosh.
For an article.
Respect.
It was Bea took a screenshot and then her face was so red. I was like, pogi naman yan. Pati ako kinilig like.
Carla, I'll show you after this.
It's the digital landi.
So you were a badminton player. When you're younger. What did you learn in the competitive side that you still bring today?
Being a badminton player and an athlete took so much discipline because I would have training twice a day, every day. Tapos I would have to be studying at the same time. So I think that really set me up to be really good at handling pressure. parang I know how to prioritize things well. And then at the same time, yung hard work was super instilled in me na parang if I had a goal, syempre if I wanted to win, I really had to put in the time and the effort. So until now, I still look at things that way. Parang if I have a goal, I see it like as a gold medal.
One of the things that makes people slack off is heartbreak. I want to
Yeah.
know if you've been through a heartbreak and breakup. Like, it really, you don't want to wake up. Like, you don't want to, like, I've definitely been in bed and my mom's like, you've only dated this guy for 3 months. Why are you
Yeah.
parang the end of the world? I want to know, how did you overcome like a heartbreak that you had, and were you able to apply the same discipline and, goal setting that in the athlete world?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what? I feel like I've grown up so much when it comes to handling this. Because I remember when I was in high school or slash college,
Mm.
parang wala naman kaming, like the relationship wasn't even memorable. It wasn't even good. Like we didn't have anything in common. Pero nang nag-break, parang, like exactly how you described it. End of the world. Umiyak ako lagi. Kumakain kami. I'm like eating with my parents outside and I just start crying. Like, but I didn't know how to deal with it. I guess
Yeah.
kasi parang very idealistic rin ako. Parang I'm always looking for the one. Pero parang hindi ko iniisip na ano ba yung qualities na hinahanap ko talaga. Parang automatic, like based on kilig, sige, dapat ito na yun. So parang I
Yeah.
think it's that fact that I couldn't deal with. Na parang I failed. For me, getting away really helped. Pag nakaka-travel ako with my family and nalalayo ako from the problem, yun, nakakatulong yun sa akin. Or, syempre, like, you can't do that naman all the time. So, I guess, like, kind of diving into a hobby or taking on a new project so that your attention diverts from what you're going through.
Take yourself away from the problem. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're one that really challenges yourself. What's the next milestone for you?
The next milestone for me, I really want to make our podcast grow. It's the first time. I mean, like, I've been working as a host for 6 years, pero parang I get hired as a host for a program that already exists. So it's the first time for me to really, be active when it comes to producing, writing. And it started out as a passion project, something that we wanted to do for fun. Pero di ko in-expect that it will be my main thing because of the pandemic. So all my efforts are focused on growing the podcast, and hopefully we get to do it for many years to come. That's really what I'm hoping for.
Okay, so Carla, let's go a bit to your habits. So what is the first thing you do when you wake up?
I check my phone. Bad habit. I check my phone, I check Instagram, I check social media.
You're not
It's
alone.
something that,
A lot
yeah,
of
I
people
should.
have told us that, right, Cherry?
Yeah, I like it when people admit it. Some people say that I meditate, I stretch, or I work out. Or, most people really look at their phones.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Best advice that you've ever received?
Best advice that I've ever received would probably come from my dad. Don't be afraid to quit. He taught me na it's not like a life failure. If you get into something and it's not fulfilling and it's not for you early on. Kasi diba minsan like we'll get into a job and then we just want to make it last to say na hindi tumagal naman ako ng ilang years. But ako parang when my dad sees that I'm not happy kahit 2 months in, he's like, quit. It's gonna be okay. So I think that's really helped me be more adventurous when it comes to taking risks with my career path. And it's led me here. Kasi yun nga, parang if not, then I would still trying to be making something that isn't work just to say that I'm succeeding.
Do you think though that applies to relationships also? I think so. No one to quit. Diba?
Yeah.
Sometimes women can be so martyr. I guess men also. And then you're like, hindi. 5 years
That's
na
true.
kami. Titiisin ko to. Pero hindi. Girls,
Like-
boys, quit na.
Girl, 5 years na kayo, forever mo yung titiisin. I think
Oo.
that I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be like the traveling tita na laging umiinom ng wine. Yun.
Yun.
Oh, I love that. I
That's a
like
nice
that.
goal. Pwede
Yeah.
the best quote that you live by.
My coach would always tell me, dream your dreams, do your best, never doubt, never rest until that dream is yours. we would hear it like every day for 15 years. So, hindi na nawala yun. Yun na yung mantra ko forever.
I love it.
It's applicable naman even to real life. So,
My coach rin in my sports, they tell me that rin eh. So,
Sorry, what sport? What sport?
Dami.
I wanna know what sport.
so football,
Sipa.
so patintero, yun yung mga kaya ko. Okay, so what's the best habit that you've trained yourself to do, Carla?
the best habit that I've trained myself to do pero hindi ko siya nagagawa consistently all the time, disclaimer, is to get a workout in every day. I do have months where I just lose track, pero ang laking bagay talaga ng workout, even if it's just 30 minutes, because it helps, like, you have the happy endorphins after, it helps with your energy, and yung feeling na you accomplished something for that day really helps drive like what you accomplish for the rest of the day. So that's something that I try to do. It's a roller coaster for me, TBH. Like, I'll gain a lot and I'll lose a lot and I'll gain a lot. But it's okay. I mean, as long as you, there are moments of weakness talaga. As long as you get back on it, diba? Like, be so hard on yourself.
I think
It's
it's like,
normal.
you don't want to say no to every piece of chocolate cake that passes you by, diba?
Yeah.
You want to live life. Shove the whole cake in your mouth.
Do it.
So, diba? So, do you believe in luck?
I do, actually. I think we get really lucky breaks and it's up to us. We get lucky breaks in life. It's up to us kung ano yung gagawin natin with that opportunity.
Openings. I'm sure you received some no's. How did you overcome them? And like, was there one that stood out to you and was like, masakit yun, but I'm gonna move on?
Kasi yung pinakamasakit na no was, in sportscasting, usually parang if you're a girl, you have a specific role, which is courtside reporter. And then we don't really see women in the anchor analyst role, yung nagpe-play-by-play calls.
Yeah.
And then I was given the opportunity to do that. So ako parang, sige, like, let's go. Like, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I'm gonna study. And they gave me that. So I was able to do it. But then suddenly, parang I was told that I can't do it. Like, I'm not doing a good job. Yun, masakit yun. Kasi it's like you broke through the glass ceiling and then biglang sabi, ay, hindi mo pala kaya. Parang ganon. So, in terms of my work experience, I would say yun talaga yung pinakamasakit. Pero you can't just wallow in despair because someone told you that you can't do it. Parang take it na lang, I guess, as constructive criticism na you need to, meron ka pang kailangan na i-improve. So
now that you think about all the things that you've been through, whether the yeses or the nos, putting yourself out there, what is your definition of success?
My definition of success would really be achieving my goals, which have changed significantly. It used to be like, gusto ko maging sikat, gusto ko maging mayaman. But then now it's really having a family, maybe in the near future with, like a lifestyle that my parents have been able to give me, na mapapaaral ko yung anak ko in a good school, and we get to travel as a family and have good experiences together. I think that really is my definition of success. And for me to be able to stay in the industry that I love and to be able to mentor younger women who might want to go into hosting and broadcasting also.
Who do you look up to, by the way? I mean, with that solid answer, there's definitely some good role models that you have.
Yeah, I really look up to my co-hosts, Pia and Bianca. I learn so much from them every time we record. But if I'm gonna pick a specific woman figure talaga, I would say AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is so strong. And diba they say, like, when you stand up for yourself, you stand up for all women. So to just kind of have that impact, and for young women to see her and other women to see her stand up for herself like that, I think she's doing something really powerful for women all across the globe.
Can we talk a little bit about like books or like movies that have changed you?
I'm a huge bookworm, so that's actually quite a tough. Wait lang, I'll turn so you can see my library.
Oh,
Ayun.
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Well, my favorite series was Harry Potter, but then unfortunately, like, medyo na-ruin yun because of J.K. Rowling.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she has like problematic views. Well, ako,
Oh.
views that I don't agree with. So,
Mm.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
medyo na-ruin yun. But that would be the series that I love the most. I still love it naman, even if that happened. I ang hirap for me to answer because like the first book that comes to mind is Battle Royale by Koshun
Mm.
Takami. So it's like a violent book. I don't know why yun yung
Yeah.
life. There's no deeper meaning. I just love medyo action na
Mm.
gory-ish. Yung
Yeah.
mga genre that I choose.
And escape too. You can escape because it's like it's probably not
Yeah.
happening in your real life, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
something you
yeah.
can just enjoy. I think.
Yeah, but when I hit mga 29, 30, I started getting into self-help.
I think we're
Oh yeah,
all.
fairly recently. Fairly
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah.
So let's jump back to again your past like heartbreaks and breakups. I mean, you people have been through a lot of good and bad relationships. So what do you think makes a good relationship?
I think that you really have to have a good friendship to begin with. Kasi I believe that people really change so much over time. So you have to be able to go back to something like a really solid core. And then you need to have the same, or not naman the same values, but you need to be on the same page when it comes to like handling money, the values that you want to import on your kids. You have to have the important conversations before you fully commit to that person. And then just like a full acceptance of the other, because obviously you're gonna see like the good and the bad. So if you want to be in a good relationship, you have to be ready to accept like every single side of that
Yeah.
person, and to help each other grow, also to have the comfort to call each other out if something is wrong.
Yeah, I like that, the having the important conversations, because I guess like it's human nature that in the beginning you're always best foot forward. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never I'm not masungit. Pero 10 years down the road, sobrang sungit na pala. I mean, like having, or you're not in time,
Sorry,
like,
big disclaimer already. Masungit ka.
masungit ako. So, masungit ako. Or down the road, like you want one kid, yung pala he wants 10. Alam mo yung mga things like
Yeah.
that. Like, just
Yeah.
having the conversation early on and nobody gets disappointed. So if you could have lunch with one person, Carla, dead or alive, besides me and Bea, who would it be? And why?
I would want to have lunch with my favorite athlete in the world. No bigger reason either. I just really want to talk to him. Novak Djokovic. I'm a
Okay.
big tennis fan because I come from a tennis family. So I've been following his career ever since. And siya yung ultimate favorite athlete ko. So,
Saya,
yeah.
saya nun na. I like
I
that.
find him cute.
Siya
He's Serbian,
mag-usap.
right? He's
Yes, he is.
Carla, you've been through a lot of successes in your life, but for
Yeah.
what in your life are you most grateful?
I'm grateful that I get to spend time with my family now and that we're safe. Kasi everything was taken away. Like, I can't work. I've filled my days up na puro work, work, work. I don't get to spend so much time, with my family, with my loved ones. Kasi niisip ko, they're at home naman. I can do this tomorrow. Parang it's something that I always put off. Pero ngayon na I can't work, I realized what really matters is being able to spend quality time with the people that I love. And yun nga, na they're safe, that they're healthy. So sobrang thankful ko that I'm, going through this with my family.
So here's sort of a random question, Carla. What smell makes you happy?
Coffee. I love coffee. So, yeah, when I wake up and then I make my cup of coffee, ang saya ko na.
You're very self-aware, but what is one thing that you do not understand about yourself?
I can't understand if tamad ba ako or masipag most days. Kasi there are days na parang nakahiga lang talaga ako, and then I know I preach about hard work and everything, pero parang there's like a really strong side of myself that really just wants to lie down and play video games all day or just watch anime. So parang, yeah, I don't understand why I still have days like that. I guess we all need it naman.
Yeah, and people are very obsessive about like especially on social media, I'm super busy. I'm super busy doing this, doing that. So I guess everybody just feels the pressure that I should be busy also. I can't hilata and, watch
Yeah.
my teleseries or whatever.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
people take photos of like their their Apple watches, like how many steps they've done. I'm like, relax, everyone, please. I want to get 0 steps, and you've done 10,000 steps
I know.
on my
My
couch.
heart is like,
What is it that's something that you see that is very beautiful every day?
I see my parents. They do like little silly dances together, which I really love. Nakakatawa because like my dad is 87 and then nagtatry siya mag-TikTok. So
Oh,
these are moments that I really appreciate. And
okay. A part of being a woman is feeling sexier, right? So, what is the sexiest thing about you?
I feel like the sexiest thing about me is my curiosity. Parang I really try to expose myself and study so many different things. So if you have a conversation with me, I can talk about anything. I can talk about sports. I can talk about video games. I can
Yeah.
talk about like pageants. So yeah, I think curiosity is a different term. Versatility. What
I
would
think
be a
it's
better word?
very, yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
very sexy to be knowledgeable.
yeah, knowledgeable. Yeah.
Go for your
So, Carla,
question.
you just said something about like, you can talk about anything. And you're
Yeah.
a host. Was there a time in your life that you were interviewing somebody and you were like, nothing? Like
Oh
elevator music.
my gosh,
And how did you handle that?
that happens to me all the time, actually. Or sometimes the person just isn't saying anything. And that's
Yeah.
also super hard for a host to kind of get something out. So you really have to just keep talking, eh. Parang you go on automatic mode and then you just keep asking questions until you fulfill like the 2 minute gap that you needed to fill in.
Yeah.
Happens. And you know what? Like I was telling you earlier, di ba sobrang sanay ko to give interviews but not to be
Mm.
interviewed. So we've been doing media interviews to promote Between Us Queens. I lose my train of thought all the time. Like when I'm answering, parang what was my point again? And then I just keep talking. Hopefully tawid.
Yeah.
You
Hopefully
know
I
what?
get to every point.
They say podcasting is better. Like a lot of like CEOs or leaders, they don't like newspaper articles or like being written about because sometimes nga, you do get lost in your own thoughts. But
Yeah.
podcasting, you're able to show your personality because like it's free form. So
Yeah. Sobrang iba talaga niya. You don't have a filter because you feel
yeah.
like yun nga, you're just talking with your friends. So
Mm.
your guard is super down. I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
Well, we're grateful that you did agree to this. Finish the statement. I will be content when.
I learn how to fully love myself.
Good answer.
I really okay. This is my favorite question of all our questions ever. What is love to you?
Love to me is accepting someone through all the stages of their life.
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming to our last question. I think this is Shari's favorite question.
My favorite.
So use 3 words to describe your life. 1 word for the past, 1 word for the present, and 1 word for the future.
My word for the past would be adventure. Present is blessed. And then future is hopeful.
We all need
Thank
hope.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hope,
Thank you
Bea.
so much.
Hold
And
on.
maybe Carla, before you go, maybe you can invite them to listen to your podcast and just say a little bit about it.
Oh yeah, to all of the women out there, we want to let you know that you are a queen in your own right. So please do join in our conversations and listen to Between Us Queens. We are a Spotify original and we have new episodes coming out every Friday, 12 midnight Friday. So please give us a
Wow.
follow on Spotify so that you will be updated when we have a new episode drop.
What's your favorite upcoming episode, by the way?
We have one actually, definitions of success. So
Mm.
it's a bit heavier. I think there will be a lot of takeaways, and it's the first time that we're having a guest. Pero secret
Okay.
na muna yun. Kung
Okay,
sino.
okay.
Okay.
Look
Yeah,
Fine.
forward to man.
Bea, I have to mention, did you see how Carla promoted her podcast?
Oh,
We need to
yeah.
bring her A game. That's her good promoting. Galing! Okay, we're gonna practice that.
Love it, love it.
Encourage ako.
Thank you so much, Carla. That was such
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
Carla.
Like, yeah.
thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to see you guys.
I
I
know, it's been a
know.
billion years, no? Palo
Yeah.
sabo tayo next time we see each other.
Oh
I'm
my
going
God.
big. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, thank you everybody for
Thank
watching. Till
you.
next
Oh,
time, guys.
tapos nag-ayos pa ka
Nag-aayos
ng
na ng buhay. Okay, bye.